morning, right? 11:30ish, yeah. Really not much to speak of. I mean, this is, these guys gave them a few days off, let them just kind of clear their head, and it was a good training camp. And then today's really more about just kind of intro to Green Bay, but more than anything is getting them moving again, Come lifting, running. We'll move them a little bit outside, do just, a short practice, and so that we're ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be our big day. So it's good to have them back, and here we go, man, 2025.
Game planning, game prepping for your first opponent a little bit early. How does the addition of Micah change just the way you look at what they bring defensively?
I don't know how much it'll change necessarily yet. We're not even into third down. So we'll get more into that in the next couple of days. But, certainly we'll have our eyes on that. We know what kind of player he is. He's a really good player. But we'll have a plan.
Noticed, or do you pay any attention to the, bet bulletin board sort of talk, right? Some analysts have made Green Bay the favorite now. Vegas has in the division. What does that mean to you guys internally, and how much do you put that up on the bulletin board for the guys?
No, we didn't. We haven't talked about any of that. I don't. Vegas has done what again? They did. Okay. Yeah. No. We. That's all. Listen. That's all good. To each their own. And we haven't talked about any of that. Like I say, we just kind of hit a little intro to their personnel, kind of some of the things we know we're going to like. It'll be a lot more of it tomorrow. So today's just kind of step one. Look, they got a good roster. They got good coaches over there. Competitive every year. This division is tough, as we've said, but we wouldn't want it any other way. And this is why you do it. You love this stuff, man, the competition that's involved in it. And game one out at Lambeau, love Lambeau, division game, the whole deal. So we're going to be looking forward to it.
What's your confidence level that Shep and John are kind of ready for this moment, that everything you saw in training camp was kind of building up to this, and just your confidence level in those two kind of taking over for the first time?
Yeah, it's high. It's high. I have a lot of confidence in both of those guys. I think they're going to do a good job, and I think our players are going to, they're going to pick up the slack and make us right when we're not. That's the beauty of our roster, man. We got guys that, the good players, but man, they put in the work, pretty detailed. They're smart, man. They work at it, and they'll find a way to make it right. And that's always going to give you a chance.
Dan, as a head coach going into the season, what do you have to do to mentally prepare yourself for the ups and downs that you'll encounter over the next 5 to 6 months?
Nothing. Just the, same thing you do every year, or, for as long as I can remember. You don't worry about what's there. You worry about what's right in front of you right now. There'll be things that happen. I did tell the team that there is every year. And you don't know if it's going to be early, in the middle of the season, it's going to be late, but we'll hit a rough spot. That's the nature of this game, and that's life. So we'll adapt. We'll adapt when it comes. You overcome. But, man, you stay the course. You just stay the course. You put the work in, and you tweak what needs to be tweaked. And, you find the substance in why things aren't a certain way, and you fix it. And it really is that simple. It's don't get caught up in all the other stuff. Just worry about what the controllables, control what you can control.
Yeah, the team's looking for a third quarterback, and if it is, are you looking more for a quarterback that's a veteran that's won games, or are you just looking for a guy to develop if you do add a third?
I would say that we're looking for somebody that if we need them, we know they can run the show, that they can run the offense, they can process the information. I think more than can we find a guy to develop, that's unknown, all of those. I'd rather have a guy that, somebody that certainly if we're familiar with, or somebody you just know, they get in the game, they're going to get you in the right play, be smart with the football and all those things.
Yeah, and this is the first time since you've been here that you guys open the season against the division opponent. You got two of them back to back. Does that change the preparation and mindset of any?
No, it doesn't. It's the same as it's been since I've been here. Step one was training camp, is getting them physically ready, their bodies ready for that first week, to endure 70 plays plus whatever that is, to be able to handle it. And then certainly the scheme that goes with it versus the opponent. Like I say, they got good football players over there. They do a good job, no different than we do. They're trying to find ways to exploit you in all three phases. And so really it's no different, man. We know what this is, but this is game one, and you got to attack it the same way.
Day one of training camp, you said you were focused, or you had a specific attention on the offensive line, getting your 5 set, and then building that chemistry. Just wondering, as we enter week one, how far do you think you've gotten in that path of getting the chemistry that you need?
Well, I think they've come a long way, that's for sure. You see a ton of growth with those 5, and really we've had them together now since, about a week into training camp we went, and then we made the move with Graham back to center and then pushed him out. And they've been working together now for over a month. And so you do see the growth. There's that communication that takes place that is big with those guys. So it's good. I feel really good about it. I also know we're not done. Like, they're not done, and that's encouraging. I say that in a good way. Like, man, there's so much growth left to take place with not only those two, but them collectively as a unit. So that's pretty exciting.
How much of a better sense do you have of Green Bay's defensive scheme after this past year with seeing Halfley twice?
Well, we got a pretty good feel. You got certainly a full season of what they do and what Coach Halfley believes in and the style of play. But there'll be wrinkles too. They're gonna want to probably bring some things in that are a little bit fresh and new on top of what they do. So you always got to be prepared for those. But we got a pretty good feeling of them, and they got a pretty good feeling of us. I mean, we have a new coordinator, but there's things that we're going to do that we believe in and aren't going to change that much. So, and certainly we're familiar with each other's personnel. That's really where it always will begin.
Along those lines, with Micah, they can move him around all different places. How challenging is that, especially knowing that, not seeing him in this specific scheme, I guess?
Whatever we had planned for Kenny Clark, we'll just have planned for Micah. So we'll do that, whether it's outside or inside. So, look, you got to be prepared, and they're going to find plays that they can use him where he can excel. And like I say, we'll have a plan.
We'd like to, John.
It looks like Tyleek, Tate, and Isaac are going to have some pretty big roles. How ready are they for those roles from what you've seen?
Well, they better be ready because it's coming. So I feel good about it, but you're worrying me. They're good. There's a place for them, and there's a role. Certainly, Tate, he's not coming off the field, so he knows where he's at. And then Tesla, that we'll find a place for him, to where we feel like we can use him. Certainly special teams, we see him playing too. And then Lovett. Lovett's got no different than all those guys. He's a rookie. He's got a lot of growth left, but we like the upside, and we'll see what we can do with him. Is there a place for him in this game? We don't know quite yet, but, whoever we take to the game, we want to use. That's kind of what I believe in. You don't want to waste reps if you can keep from it.
When we talked to John Morton earlier this camp, he said he's going to call plays from the booth. Just wondering, what kind of input you have in that, if any at all, and is it just something where you trust your coaches to put themselves in the position where they feel the most comfortable? Yeah,
I'm good with that. Between myself, and Brew and Scotty will be down there, and David Shaw. We will be good down there, and so I have no problem with that. He likes it up there. He feels like he can see everything, and that's the environment that I know he's liked. He's always liked. And so that won't be a problem, you know. And like I say, we're on the headsets. I can still communicate up there. I can get to golf whenever I need to, you know. Not through the headset, but at least we'll be down there. So we should be good.
You guys have started off the season with some big games the last 2 years now, going on 3 against KC. I mean, you guys had the playoff rematch with the Rams. How can the first week set the tone for what you guys want to do against a big-time opponent again?
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody wants – man, you want to win the first one, right? I mean, it just – you feel like you get off, you know, on the right foot, man, and you get that first win under your belt. And I think that's big for anybody, you know. And then for us, man, you love it, right? I mean, this is – I bring it up. The problem is not getting too excited too early right now. Division opponent at Lambeau, nationally televised game. I mean, we love this stuff, man. We live for this. So this is good. This is exciting. And, you know, listen, any win sets you up for the season, you know, helps you. And that's really what it's about.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Okay.